Okay, Facts for Life, welcome to your first sewing tutorial video. So for this video, we are going to be sewing on a 2-hole button. Okay, for those of you who didn't have me in Facts, this is something new. For those of you who had me last year, okay, this should be a review. Okay, so as a reminder, you need to thread your needle and then double up your threads. Then you need to create a double knot. So the way that I do that is to create an X, and then I pay attention to where it's crossing over. So right here, it's crossing over top of the back thread. So I'm going to send my tail end through the loop. Okay, so this is the tricky part that, remember, you will have to make sure that you get it double knotted so that your knots are in exactly the same place, just like so. Okay, then you will want to trim off any excess thread you have, being very careful not to cut your knot off of the thread. Okay, so the first thing you are going to do is you are going to poke your needle through your fabric until it stops. Double check the back, make sure that you don't have any loops. Then you're going to string your button on. Okay, then what I like to do is I string the needle through the other hole of the button. And then I try to pay attention to how far apart the holes of the button are. So from here to here, that's how far apart I want my stitch to be, from here to about here. Send your needle through the fabric. Okay, be careful that you don't get your threads tangled up or that they get twisted. So just give it a once over. So now that we are on the back side, because I have the knot here and the thread coming out of the fabric here, I know exactly where I need to put my needle. So I'm going to put my needle right near where the knot is from the very beginning. And I'm going to pull. Okay, make sure that you don't get any loops. So pull on your threads. Okay, then I'm back on the front. So this will be the second time that I'm going around my button. Now I'm back on the back side. So right next to where that knot is. It's very important to try to stay in the same location. So try to sew in about the same spots. Okay, so this is the third time of me going around the button. Fourth time. Sorry about the dog. And fifth time. Ollie, shh. Okay, I want to end on the back because I need to do my shank. So remember that the shank is what creates the space between the layers of fabric when you button like a shirt with a button. Okay, so I'm going to use the point of my needle and I'm going to hold down the button and fold my fabric over so I can push my needle through just the fabric but not through the button. I'm going to pull it through. Okay, so now I just need to wrap this thread around the button. So I'm going to wrap it around once, pull on it just a little bit, twice, pull on it a little bit, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So for the buttons, 5 is going to be our magic number. Then I'm just going to give it a little bit of a once over. So I'm just going to check to make sure that all of my loops are very tight to where those threads are on the holes of the button. Okay, so now that it looks good, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my needle through again, just the fabric, but not through the button, so that I'm once again on the back side. And pull. Double check, make sure you don't have any loops. Everything looks good. So now we are ready to tie it off. We want to tie it off in about the same spots that all of these threads are. So it's very important that we stay in that same location. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the fabric so that I create a loop by pulling my needle through the fabric, maybe. Okay, then I'm going to send my needle through the loop and pull. You need to do that 5 times total. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 1 more. Now again, make sure that your stitches are staying right around the same spot and that when you pick up a stitch, it's very small. Okay, and here is 5. Trim up your extra thread. And you're done. Follow the directions on Google Classroom for how I want you to photograph your button. For this button, I will want to see the front side of the button as well as the back side of the button. Keep this button sample because you will be turning in all of your samples at the end of our e-learning experience. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.